Studio time, isn't it, boy? Studio time. Yeah, yeah. Easy bean. Is it studio time? Yeah. Okay, let me get on with the tour. You're distracting me. Okay, so probably the best place. Oh. Okay, I'm going to try and run through this before I get distracted by anything else. My desk here is a scrap box, which basically means that this folds down under here, and these panels either side are actually doors, which close up, and so this whole unit closes up quite neatly. And it's designed for scrapbookers, so these are all 12 by 12. But where I'm living now, I can't put anything on the walls, so I couldn't have shelving up here, so I had to either come up with a desk with a hutch on it, or this, which has turned out perfectly, because actually I also have storage up the top as well, so it's worked out great. And on these panels here, they're like Velcro panels, and I keep my most used products on here, so like my paintbrushes, some art supplies, some of my favourite Etsy shop stickers, needles, bookbinding thread, and then other kinds of thread up there. In this bag up top here is my homemade sprays. And then in here on the drawers I've got my main scraps, so art papers and pattern papers and things. Painting utensils, that's a fun drawer. It has all kinds of things for texture in it, anything I could cup or any kinds of packaging, which I think will be quite cool. You know me, you know how I paint. I'll paint with anything. And then some stencils. Mounted stamps, which has my black stays on in, which is my #1 pad, so that stays with all my stamps. Unmounted stamps. Then this is kind of a junk shelf here where I have tags and random bits. And my tripod for making videos. So a lot of you ask me how I managed to get my videos pointing directly down onto my page. I put the tripod flat on its belly, stick the camera in so it's pointing down. I can't do it one-handed, but you get what I mean. And so yeah, I don't have any fancy stuff. I think you guys think that I have a lot more of a setup than I do. You don't need it. Just get a tripod, or even just setting your camera on something level, doesn't matter. Journaling spots, homemade embellishments, stickers, and then tools in here like my crocodiles and mats and guillotines. Adhesives, and then more art supplies that again keep near to me, low down, so while I'm sitting on the desk I can just pull things out. So pencils, watercolours and water solubles, and then these are pastels. I'm not going to pull any of these drawers out because one-handed is probably dangerous because there is so much stuff in here. Pretty embellishments and tools to make embellishments and things. And then on this side I have lettering things for in case I want to do a title on a journal page. So I've got my label maker, and I've got mini alpha stamps, lots of alpha stamps in that one. And then in this one I have alphabets in the form of stickers and chipboard, and even my own collage sheets out of my Etsy shop. And then on these two boxes here, which hold 12 by 12 papers, they're stacked up, I keep current projects, so what I'm working on now in these files, so I can just sit down and get to it straight away. Under my desk is an organised chaos. Nobody would know what was in there but me, but at least I know what's in there. So I don't really lose things. It would be a lie to say I never lose things, but people ask me, how do you know where it is? And you just have to be organised. Even if it doesn't make sense to anybody else, you just need to be organised in your own methods. So like here I've got vintage ephemera across the bottom of these three, and then all here is art supplies again. So things like acrylic craft paints, and then I've got more artisty acrylic paints in that one. I've got die cuts and collage sheets in here, and homemade embellishments and things, because I've begun to use these a lot more recently, so I put those next to me for easy access. Ink pads, and then more speciality paints, distress inks, the gem gels I showed you how to make in a tutorial once, distress crackle, those kind of things, and then glitter glues and puff paints and things like that. Punchers. I'm going quick because my battery's going to tell me it's going to die, so another thing's going to ruin this. thing, but there we go. Metal and things like that, jewellery pieces. My bead box, I love my bead box. One of my favourite things is my bead box. Papers down here, and collage in the one above. This is a good drawer. This is my homemade beads drawer. So under here I've got the things I need to help me make it. And like this is a project file to help me make those kinds of beads. So that's quite fun. And more boxes of stuff. And then up here are my babies. I love this box. I do love this box of my journals. And it's 2 rows deep, so you've got these journals here and then you've got the larger journals at the back. My current art journal here. And then these boxes up here contain vintage ephemera, so these are really old magazines in that one. Postcards and plain cards and cigarette cards in that one and things. And then up the top, that box up there contains brads, and then that one is just mini embellishments and things. And down here, I love these drawers as well. You saw these in the last video. I can customise these drawers as I want to. And I've forgotten a section of the desk, my tools down here. So here's all my adhesives in this tray that comes out. In here is, you saw me how to make this in the last video, and in here are my most used markers. So in this one I've got permanent and paint markers, in here I've got brush tip markers, in here gel pens, and in this one they're all my black most used markers. The tool caddy I made out of boxes contains my scissors, my brayer, all my dry adhesives, and then down here I have my current glue pot and then different gessos and things, and it goes quite a way back, so it's really quite useful, this one here. So again, everything I use a lot is to hand in these ones here, or just generally I try and use the space as best I can, because the small space you really do need to make it functional for you. I keep the recycling bin in here because all of the recycling, as you probably guessed knowing me, comes into here before it goes anywhere else. So I just sit, I've got a swivel chair so I can just constantly, once I've used some recycling, put the snippets in the bin, use what I don't want, throw it in the recycling. So yeah, I then go and take that down to the recycling outside, and then a trash bin. Here is a windowsill. I'm not going to show you outside, I'm sure you understand I don't want to post where I live on the internet, but here are books I use for collage, and then more art books up there. I don't really use a lot, to be honest, but here is the desk that I did in the decoupage in the last one. Here is a rail from IKEA, again, same place I got the desk for my pro markers. This is my Mantis. I didn't name it that, that's what it's called for listening to audiobooks or music while I work. And then more IKEA boxes. They fit really well in these spaces actually, for glitters and alterables and blossoms and buttons and cigarette cards and stuff like that. And up here are things I've been given, so a little fairy and things I've been given from people, and then this spice rack here containing these pots that I got from the pound shop. Something I made when I was very little, well not very little but a teenager, before I started being really crafty. I made this by sticking a pen in some rubbish, so a non-working pen in some rubbish, so that was the start of my recycling, I guess. Some flowers that you saw me stick up in the last video. This bunting is tacky, but I love it. It's from the Diamond Jubilee, and it's a small space, so having something in the ceiling really draws your eye up. So it really helps having that there, I have to say, even though it is tacky, I still love it. Printer, and then behind the desk is magnetic boards, and then monitors, and then notes for work and things, and stuff I've made. My washi cake stands that I thrifted out of my bedroom when I moved back from London. I used to keep my moisturisers and hairsprays and stuff in there, and I much prefer them for the washi tapes. My IKEA strawberry shortcake drawers, which I love. How can buying 2 of the same metal drawers but mixing up the colours make you like it so much? I don't know, but I love them. And then here's this section that I cleaned up from the last video. Down the back now is all the recycling. Here's some recycling box of brochures and things. This tool caddy I keep my heat guns in. I still have my papers back here, but behind things that keep it solid and sturdy. This I painted in the last one to be the current projects file, but needless to say it isn't big enough for current projects. So this is my current projects file. And again, I've got these kind of plastic wallets that I love, and I label them so I know at a glance what they are. Although you can't see it there, but yeah, there's a label there. So yeah, I like labeling them so I know what's what. And it's quite a big box. And I have these, more of these in another room that contain my Etsy shop items. But in these ones here, these are like current Etsy shop stuff that's going on in project, or also things. This is my in envelope box, so this is my packaging area where I like put freebies into the art journal, into the packages, and then on the envelope things like custom labels and address labels and things, and then pretty packaging, you know, that kind of stuff. On the top is some stackable pots, homemade stackable pots that I made out of random pots I had. I did a blog tutorial for this on my blog, so head over there if you want to make some. And in here is some more acrylics, and then wallpaper samples and posters and greaseproof paper and things that are rolled up, basically. I think that's about it. I'm trying to rush through so that the thing doesn't disappear on me, the battery. Yeah, so if you think I'm a slick operation and you need a load of stuff to do a video, wallpaper, and then a printed sheet, and I stick them on the back of the doors until I reuse them. Yeah, slick operation, I think not. And then packaging stuff for cute things. This desk goes out over here occasionally. And that's it, I think. Oh, I can breathe now. I've got round. Oh no, it's flashing at me telling me I'm going to go. Okay, so a lot of you wanted to see my room. I hope you've enjoyed the tour. Yeah, I'll see you later. I'll try and get in as much before it disappears on me. Bye! Also, before I go, I just want to mention a giveaway I have on over at my blog, which is ginnybellystudio.blogspot.co.com or .co.uk. .co.uk to me, .com probably to you, for my cutie pie embellishments that I've just brought out, which are available at my Etsy shop. But yeah, you can get some for free at the moment over at Jenny Belly Studio, so go and enjoy that, and I will see you soon. Whoa. My cutie pie embellishments that I've just bought out, which are handcrafted embellishments, so they're like handmade embellishments. My arm is killing me holding this camera.